This Health Ranger Report Pandemic Podcast is brought to you by NaturalNews.com for uncensored reporting and HealthRangerStore.com for lab-tested preparedness supplies such as storable food, full-face medical masks, biostructured silver first aid gel, and iodine, only while supplies last. March 9th, Pandemic.News update. Mike Adams here. President Trump seems to be joining the crowd of people who now say the coronavirus is no worse than the flu. Yes, there are still people saying that. It is the dumbest thing that anyone can say about this. Dr. Drew has been saying it. Rush Limbaugh has been saying it. Fox News has been trying to drill it into the heads of conservatives, which is why you have Trump supporters across the country who still think this is no worse than the flu. And now Trump is repeating it. It's just stupid. Of course, the coronavirus is not the flu. The coronavirus is called the novel coronavirus because the human immune system has never seen it before. It's novel, i.e., it's new. We've all seen influenza before. We've all been infected by influenza. We've all overcome influenza. But we've never been infected with this COVID-19 coronavirus strain before. And that's one reason it's so deadly. The death rate in Italy is now cranking at 5%. The death rate elsewhere, according to the WHO, is 3.4%. In the United States, kind of hard to tell, might be around 2%, but that's only for people who are under the age of 70. Once you hit 70 and up, or maybe even 60, the death rate goes much, much higher. And if you're over, I think it's either 70 or 80 years old, the death rate is even higher than 15%, according to at least one recent analysis. Those numbers may shift around a little bit as things happen. But right now, the death rate is very high for people who are up in the years. So no, it's not just the flu. Influenza kills 0.1% or fewer. So if the coronavirus death rate is 3.4%, then that means the coronavirus is 34 times more fatal than influenza. 34 times. Even if the death rate is only 2%, if you have a 50% infection rate across America, that would result in about 3.3 million deaths. Whereas the flu typically only kills about 35,000 people a year. So in other words, the people who are saying this is no worse than the flu are trying to tell you that 3.3 million is a smaller number than 35,000, which of course makes no sense. It's not the flu. Anyone who's still saying that is frankly just stupid. There's no other way to say it. You have to be stupid to say this is the flu. And by the way, this has only just begun to infect the American people. Right now, far fewer than 1% of the population is even infected. And look at the fallout already. You know, you don't declare states of emergencies in over a dozen US states just because of the flu, right? You don't block air traffic from other countries just because of the flu. You don't have crazy high stockpiling orders of masks and gloves and survival equipment by the government if it's just the flu. All the behavior of the government itself, even the hospitals, even the CDC, all the behavior tells you this is not the flu because they aren't acting like it's the flu, even if they're telling you it's the flu. It isn't the flu unless maybe you want to say it is the one that flew over the cuckoo's nest. That might make sense. That seems to be where Trump is at right now. The one who flew over the cuckoo's nest. But it certainly isn't influenza. And that brings me to the second point of this podcast. Is not just that we're facing the coronavirus here. We're also facing widespread stupidity. That stupidity has now wound its way through the highest levels of our government. It's the CDC, they're incompetent. It's HHS, incompetent. And also a bunch of big pharma sellouts. It's the White House right now, I gotta say, incompetent on this issue. Trump is good on a lot of other issues, but so far, very much incompetent on this issue. And by the way, I say that as a Trump supporter. So when the radical left criticizes Trump, it's because they want this to get bad and they want Trump to fail. When I criticize Trump, it's because I want Trump to change his course of action so that he can succeed. I want Trump to save America, or at least give us a chance, instead of just telling us the old stupid lines, oh, it's just the flu. I mean, I get it that Rush Limbaugh can't do math. Rush Limbaugh's not a virologist. Rush Limbaugh's not, he doesn't understand epidemiology. He knows nothing about personal health, knows nothing about natural antivirals. And apparently Dr. Drew, the celebrity doctor, is in the same boat. He doesn't know anything about antivirals from the world of natural medicine. He doesn't seem to understand that this is way worse than the flu. Elon Musk doesn't get it either, but then again, Elon Musk has always just fabricated his own delusional worldview and then sold investors on his hype that never seems to quite pan out. He said that the coronavirus is dumb. And then the very next day, the coronavirus wiped out $4 billion of wealth from Elon Musk. So who's looking dumb now, Elon? I didn't lose any money today. You lost $4 billion. Who's dumb today? So, I mean, give me a break. So there's a lot of people out there who are really stupid about how they're dealing with this. And the problem for the rest of us is that we're going to have to deal with them too. So not only do we have to survive the virus, we have to survive the stupid. That should be the title of this podcast. We have to survive the stupid. And there's a lot of stupid out there. There's practically an epidemic of stupid. And the censorship of the tech giants and the dumbed down disinfo and propaganda of the mainstream media just spreads the stupid. And it is kind of like an epidemic because stupid spreads from one person to another when they say stupid things. So one person will say to another, oh, it's just the flu. And then the stupid infects that next person's brain. And then they turn around because they can't think for themselves. And they'll say the same stupid thing to someone else. Oh, yeah, it's just like the flu. And then they'll turn on Fox News. And Fox News is just endless droning of stupid 24/7. Of course, so is CNN. I'm not saying that Fox News is the only one. All these mainstream networks are just full of incredibly stupid people. Did you see Brian Williams the other day on MSNBC? He had calculated, I guess, Mike Bloomberg spent $500 million on his campaign, and MSNBC thought that meant every American could have been paid $1 million. Well, there are 327 million Americans, and Mike Bloomberg spent $500 million. That's only $1.50 or something per person. He would have had to spend $327 trillion to pay every American $1 million. But Brian Williams didn't catch that. Oh, don't worry. Brian Williams was only off by 6 orders of magnitude. That's 10 to the power of 6. That's all. He's only off by 10 to the power of 6, roughly speaking. I mean, that order of magnitude is what he's off by. So yeah, you can't fix stupid, but I hope we can survive it. That's the real challenge here. Can we survive the stupid? And right now, I honestly don't know. I don't know the answer to that. I don't know how long this stupid goes on. Does the White House stop being stupid at any point? Does Mike Pence stop being stupid? Does Trump stop saying stupid things about this virus? Does anybody with influence in Washington stop being stupid? Does the CDC start having test kits that work? Do we ever stop the stupid practice of allowing people to fly all over the country? And shut down air traffic is what we need to do. That would be smart. But no, we have to stick with stupid, apparently. Well, the coronavirus attacks the nervous system. Did you know that? Attacks the nervous system. So the coronavirus causes nervous system shutdowns, and in some cases, seizures. I mean, it can turn a normal, healthy adult into a Joe Biden almost instantly. And it can turn a Joe Biden into a stiff. So what's going to happen when the coronavirus infects millions of Americans who are already stupid? I don't know. I mean, do we get idiocracy squared? Idiocracy cubed? What do we get? How does that work? What does that look like? I think it looks like societal collapse is what I think. The very structure and function of modern society has now proven itself too stupid to survive a pandemic. None of the right moves are being made. No one's being told to boost their immune function. No one. All the most important and most accurate voices like mine are banned everywhere. All the dominant, quote, authoritative sources like the WHO still haven't admitted that this is a pandemic. It's in 100 countries. It's got sustained, massive transmission, tens of thousands of infections across 100 countries. And the WHO says, well, we don't think it's a pandemic yet. Okay, well, you're stupid. And that's what we have in our society now is just endless incompetence and dishonesty and lies and stupidity. So how are we going to deal with this grave threat to humankind when the only tool set that's available is really the dumbest people on the planet elevated to the positions of high authority? So if you're incredibly stupid, then you can be a newscaster on MSNBC or CNN or the New York Times. There was a New York Times reporter that joined Brian Williams in that horrifically bad math that was off by 6 orders of magnitude. If you're incredibly stupid, then you will be allowed to speak, and your platform will be promoted by Google News, and you'll be able to have a channel on Facebook and Twitter. In fact, the dumber you are, the bigger your audience will be allowed to grow to on these platforms. But if you're intelligent, you will be shut down, because if you're intelligent, then of course you start to think about things. You have critical analyses of these different issues. You might be able to question the stupidity of the mainstream narrative, and that cannot be allowed. Intelligence could save humankind here, but intelligence is smothered to death in our modern society. No one is allowed to exercise intelligence or critical thought. You're supposed to obediently think the way you're told to think and do what you're told and follow the rules. Obey, obey, obey. As George Carlin says, obedient workers is what the system wants. They don't want to educate anybody to be able to think for themselves. In fact, I'm a product of the public school system in the Midwest. And apparently that public school system had a horrible failure. They actually taught me how to think. I was in the gifted and talented program, which helped exercise those skills, by the way. Yes, I really was. I was on the math team. Yes, we did math competitions. I've talked about this before. I was also on the football team too, which was always fun to be on both the math team and the football team. I was like a varsity nerd, some kind of weird combo like that. No one could figure that out. But hey, just because you can do math doesn't mean you can't be athletic. In any case, I did all that, and I managed to navigate society all these years surrounded by a lot of stupid. But now the stupid has reached a whole new peak. We are in peak stupid. We're in the stupid bubble. we are in the utopia of stupid when it comes to dealing with this coronavirus. And now it's a huge question of how we ever solve this problem. So I really have very little faith in society being able to sustain itself. And I think we may be looking at not just the end of the Trump administration here, but the end of America as we know it. I think America could fall. I think the very structure of the world economy could be reconfigured, recalibrated, however you want to say it. I'm not even sure elections will happen in November. Really not sure about that at the moment. And one thing I do know, though, is a lot of stupid people will die because natural selection is fully present during pandemics. And right now, there's a lot of people who are proving that they are not qualified to continue to participate in the future of the human race because they're too stupid to survive. That's the definition of natural selection right there. Thank you for listening. Mike Adams here, the Health Ranger, pandemic.news. When it comes to prepping, you not only need good products that can help keep you alive, awake, aware, and nourished during difficult times, you also need products you can trust. At the Health Ranger store, we do extensive laboratory testing using an in-house lab that's ISO accredited. It's inspected, it's audited. It's a 2-year process to even get that accreditation. We use multiple mass spec instruments, state-of-the-art science. I'm a published science author as well and a patent holder on several technologies, some of which we use variations of in our lab. The purpose of this lab is to help you make sure you get clean foods, superfoods, storable foods for emergency preparedness and survival use. We have a certified organic lab-tested, what's called Ranger Bucket collection of storable foods with some survival gear in the buckets to help you even boil water and cook those foods and so on. It's a fantastic product. We can barely keep it in stock even during normal times. In a crisis, we'll be wiped out of this product because it actually takes us a lot of time to make those products. But if they're in stock, you can get them now at healthrangerstore.com/prepwithmike. In fact, go to that URL, healthrangerstore.com/prepwithmike, and you'll see some of our survival and preparedness supplies, including iodine, colloidal silver products and gel first aid products, storable foods, superfoods, medicinal herbs for first aid, and much more. We have a lot of products for you to help you be self-reliant, to be safe, to survive difficult circumstances, natural disasters, and all kinds of things. If you want to get prepared, do it with us at the Health Ranger store so that you know you're getting safe, clean, laboratory-verified preparedness foods, supplements, and other related products. Again, the URL is healthrangerstore.com/prepwithmike. All one word, no spaces. Prep with Mike. I'm Mike Adams. Thank you for your support. Thank you for watching. If you want to support our mission, visit us at healthrangerstore.com for the world's largest selection of lab-verified superfood and nutritional products for healthy living. It's at healthrangerstore.com.